Stay tuned to the TeeKashShow, bitches. What's up, you guys? Thanks for tuning back in. This is another video that I'm coming to you guys with, and it's another story time, of course. I think it's off the bat, like, my channel might consist of a lot of story times because I have a long history and I'm pretty wise for my age. I'm well beyond my years. And I've experienced a lot of different situations and scenarios, and I've met a lot of different people and met a lot of different places. So, first of all, I am in my, like, chill mode. I put on a shirt for y'all because I usually don't have a shirt. This is, like, my old, one with the Qdoba, like, my old Qdoba shirt and a do-rag. Like, y'all see, I'm really not playing. Like, I'm in this bitch chilling. And I was watching, this Nicki Minaj interview again. Yes, again. Okay, so we just want to get right into it. This story time is one of the story times that I have on my list of story time in my notes. Yes, I have a list of topics that I want to cover for story times in notes in my phone. This one is one I was gonna wait on, but I'm just gonna get to it because it's eating me up. It's literally like eating me up. So just so you guys to get a little bit more info on who I am, and so you guys can feel like you can connect to me more and really know who I am, I'm gonna start doing more story times about me and my life. So this story time in particular is from when I was 4 years old. I was 4 years old, and I was in a shootout. Like a real live, like, gun-firing shootout, like, at 4 years old. I never really told anybody this story before, like, only a select few of people in my life know this story. When I was 4 years old, I was in Head Start. My mom would drop me off at school. She worked full-time. And then my dad would pick me up from school. So he picked me up from school, like a regular day, but he told me he had a surprise for me. And he came and got me from school. I want to say he came and got me from school like 20, 30 minutes early that day. And he was like, I got a surprise for you in the car, you know, come on. This, that, and the third, like, you know, come on, let's go. I grabbed all of my belongings, like, I grabbed my stuff and all of that good stuff. And we ended up leaving out that classroom and exiting through the stairwell that was, like, adjacent from the classroom. And so when we reached the bottom of the stairs and got out the doors, the surprise that was in the car was that he had my younger siblings in the car. Well, I would say he had one of my younger siblings. I'm not sure if both of them were in the car, but I know one of them were for a fact, the one who was a year younger than me. So on this day in particular, so we left, and I will never forget the song that was playing. It was me and my dad's favorite song. It was Nas. I know I can be what I want to be what I want to be. And if I work harder, I'll be who I want to be. So, this song was on the radio, and I believe we left. We made our way downtown. Making our way downtown. But we made our way downtown. And we actually were heading downtown. Well, near downtown. We got on the freeway. And I was so little. It was kind of like, my dad had a Navigator. So it was like 2004, and he had a 2004 Navigator. And I was in the back seat, and so I was kind of like, you know, I was 4 years old. So when I'm sitting in this car, I'm going to be sitting like to like a slant to where I really can't see over the window, and I pull upwards and look out of the window. It was just like, it was just so sudden. We were on the freeway, and I remember my dad looking over his shoulder to his left and looking back again, and he lifted his armrest. And when he lifted his armrest, I really couldn't see. For me being so short, I really couldn't see over the armrest as to what he was grabbing. But he lifted the armrest, and he reached in. And I remember him going back to his door. He lowered his window some. When he lowered the window, he literally put the gun out the window and started like just pow, 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 pow. And it was like back and forth on the freeway. So, I remember me asking my dad once he rolled his window back up. I was like, why you do that, Daddy? Why you hurt that man? Because I kind of remember me pulling up on the window to be nosy and see what was going on as shots were like being fired. I kind of pulled up on the armrest of the door to see what was going on, and I pretty much just seen him going back and forth. And so I remember sitting back down, like sinking back into my seat, and I was just really so sad because at that time, at 4 and 5 and 6, I would say from about 4 years old up until like 8 or 9-ish. I wasn't really confrontational. I didn't like violence. I didn't like people yelling. I didn't like fighting. I didn't really like people cussing at me. I was really sensitive. I always cried, and I was a mama's boy. But all that shit went out the window. Especially when I started moving into the hood and going to like the hood ass schools. That shit went out the window. I was with all the shit. I wanted all the smoke. I wanted to fight you. Bitch, what's up? What's up? What's up? Run up. And so, back to the story, I remember him asking, Daddy, why you hurt that man? And he was like, son, that man was trying to hurt us. So he said it was either me hurt him or he hurt us. Did you want to get hurt? You want him to hurt your daddy? You want him to hurt you? You want him to hurt your brother? And I was like, no. And he was like, okay, so as a man, I just did what I had to do. And it was like silent. He turned the music back up. And like after that, we just went to this place called Steve's Soul Food, and we sat down and we ate as if nothing ever happened. Like I had my chicken and macaroni and cheese and candy yams and like a little side of greens, so we had to have a vegetable. It was just like, it was as if nothing ever happened. It was never brought back up. It was never nothing. It was just like done.
Fast forward.
A whole trial breaks out. From what happened on the freeway, a whole trial transpires. And me being so young, 4 or 5 years old, I didn't really know what was going on. I didn't really know, you know what I'm saying? You, as a kid, you only know what you see, what you hear, and what's told to you. And so, it was like a lot of times, I was in a child's place. At 4 years old, that's none of your concern. Street shit like that is none of your concern. Your concern is cartoons and coloring and eating when you're told to eat and going to sleep when you're told to go to sleep. But I do want to fast forward into like 2005-ish. I remember we lived on a street called 6 Mile. It was 6 Mile in Patton. We lived on 6 Mile in Patton. I was still in Head Start, maybe going to the 1st grade. And I wasn't going to the 1st grade. I was going to kindergarten, dumbass. I was going to kindergarten. And I remember sitting in the living room at this brown coffee table that we had. And I was literally sitting at the coffee table and I was coloring. And I was eating me a bowl of ramen noodles, watching Scooby-Doo. And I would never forget the phone ring. We had 2 house phones. It was one in the basement that you could pick up, and it was one upstairs, like a wireless one in the base that you could pick up. And so when the phone started ringing, my mom, I think she had the wireless phone in the basement with her, so she was down there with the phone, and the phone is like on the wall, and she was down there doing laundry. And I remember her talking, but I wasn't really too concerned with as to what she was talking about. My mama, you know my mama or you know me, we talk a lot, and she's always on the fucking phone, and so am I. So it was kind of like, I really wasn't even really so concerned with what she was talking about. But 10 minutes later, I remember she came upstairs, and she was like, hey, Poppy, and I was like, yes, Mom. And she was like, that was your daddy. He called. He wanted me to tell you that. He wanted me to tell you that he loved you, and he's gonna be going away for a while. I just got like semi-emotional about that for the first time. Like now I'm recording myself saying these things. It's like my eyes are watering. It's bringing back so many like memories. And it don't even make me emotional, so this is kind of weird. But little did I know was that the little while was going to be like 10 years. That wasn't, even though she didn't say a little while, she said he was going to be away for a while. But as a kid, when you say wow, you don't think 10 years. And so this is like the story time about the shootout that I was in. And it is also going to lead me to my next story time about growing up without a father and my mom being a single mom. He went to prison. That phone call was a phone call that he was telling my mom that he was going to prison and that he had pretty much lost his case. And he was in prison from that phone call at 4 years old until my 14th birthday, January 31st, the day before my 14th birthday. My 14th birthday was February 1st. He got out January 31st of 2013. And that's just that. Like, it crossed my mind from time to time about this shootout, but it's not like something that's like scarring me, I don't think, or like having me upset or anything like that. It's just like, nigga, my daddy with the shits. So all of y'all motherfuckers who want to try me, just know I got real shooters, okay? But I mean, I know y'all might watch this and be like, oh my God, is he crazy? Like, he had his fucking 4-year-old and 3-year-old son in the shootout and stuff like that. And it was just like, at the time, he was young. He was still in his 20s. He was still really hot-headed. And it was just kind of like, I guess he had a different mindset. I would say he had a different mindset because he's still crazy now, but not as bad as he was. And that's just pretty much it. Like, if you have any questions about this or any suggestions or comments, put it below. I know I'm open to it all. Make sure y'all thumbs up my video. Share it. And if you're not already, subscribe to my goddamn channel. Period.